Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode number 254. It's so weird seeing my double chin. It was hidden the last few weeks because I hadn't shaved. Now my face looks a lot fatter after a shave. Next, I need to get a haircut. I'll be spring clean. What's up, Zach? Good morning. So I actually woke up this morning and I didn't really have a topic. I was just going to ramble for a few minutes and call it a day. But what's up, Herman? Good morning. I came up with a couple of topics. So I was brewing some coffee, and I was looking at some cards, and I actually just posted a tweet about it. Serial numbers. So I want to talk about serial numbers. I also sold a card this morning for $20 that I pulled out of a 25-cent box just a couple weeks ago. And it's actually like the fourth or fifth card that I've sold for $15 plus that I pulled out of the quarter box within the last couple months. So talk about my bargain box flips. It is WrestleMania weekend. I'm wearing the same hoodie I wore yesterday. I did not watch any of WrestleMania's coverage last night. It's on Peacock, which talked about it yesterday. Can only get it on my laptop. So I was not in the card room last night. I was actually in the rec room. I was watching George and Dan on their channel, and I was sleeving up, getting prepared for next Saturday's card show that we're co-promoting, myself and Johnny Breaks at the Madison Sheraton Hotel in Madison, Wisconsin. So that's next Saturday, and I've just been sleeving up. I'm just going to put out quarter boxes. That's going to be my table. I'm going to make it easy since I'll be kind of running around. I'm looking forward to it like a first day at a job. Like you're starting a new job and you're excited and you're nervous at the same time because you don't know what to expect, but you're looking forward to a change. And that's kind of what's going through my head right now. Is I'm super excited about the card show, but I'm also super nervous because it's the first time that I've helped promote a show. So I'm gonna keep it simple this first go round, just nothing but quarter boxes, and hopefully I can fill like 3 or 4 monster boxes with quarter cards. So I found some penny sleeves at Target yesterday. I made my Target run for supplies, got some blue painter's tape. What else? I bought something else. I bought a rear view mirror for my bike, and I bought something else. I can't remember. It was like a total supply run. So I went to the card section. Of course, there's no cards, but they had a bunch of the 500 count penny sleeves for $6. So I bought 3 of those because I was like, as I'm sleeving up all these 25-cent cards, I continuously run out. So picked up 3 packages of those. There were probably 10 on the shelf. So I sleeved up over 1,000. I ripped open the third 500 count pack as I was sleeving last night. So I'll probably make another run to get more penny sleeves. Probably not today, but maybe tomorrow. Herman asked, did I sell? We have not sold all our tables. We still have some left. So we have capacity for 50 tables in the space. We're around 20, which is my goal. My kind of goal, including our own, was 30. So we're getting close to that. We do have to put in a final number like early this week. So I think we'll end up in the low 20s. So I'm okay with that. I want it to be I want to have enough tables and enough people come through the doors where it's a good time. It's enjoyable. It's not about the money. It's just a new something different. It's on a Saturday. We have shows, and I've talked about this before. We have shows here, but it's in a small, tiny room. You can't fit 2 people through the rows. So it's basically single file through this small little conference room in another hotel. And it's 10 to 2 on a Sunday. So I figure if we change it up, we do a Saturday, we do long hours, 9 to 4. and it's in a big space that allows people both space to look through like a quarter box like that I'll have out. Plus they'll have time because I'll spend 3 hours at a quarter box digging through boxes and at one table. So I can't do that at the show. Plus there's really not anybody that has the quarter boxes. So looking forward to just like a change in something different for this area. What's up, Diego? Good morning. Zach's goal is to be at the next one. So yeah, so thank you, Zach. May 22nd is our next show. So we're thinking about doing monthly shows. So our first one is this coming Saturday, the 17th, and then our next one is May 22nd, which there's no competition in Wisconsin or Northern Illinois for other shows on May 22nd. There's actually a huge show in the Wisconsin Dells on the weekend before, May like 14th through the 16th. It's a gigantic show. So I really want to get up there and make up some like cards for our show. Promote our show, try to get some new vendors. So that's kind of the aim. Although only having like a week time, I don't know how successful that'll be. But if we can hammer down future dates after this first one, we'll have a better idea of what to expect in moving forward. So we did plan a second show May 22nd, and then June, July is going to be tough because I know Illinois is aiming to open up in June. So there'll be a lot of competition, not only here in southern Wisconsin, and a lot of people in our area go up to Green Bay and Milwaukee. And then we have competition with Chicago in the suburbs. So once Chicago opens up, so it'll be a little more difficult to plan dates in June, July, especially, around the national. So more to come on that. So what's up, Ken, Indy fan? Good morning. So Ken, yes, I am setting up. I'm going to have a table of strictly 25-cent cards. So just monster boxes of 25-cent cards. I've been sleeving all week. I wanted to keep it simple. I had planned on bringing just a bunch of like crap, like memorabilia stuff that I have, just put $1 on it, on everything. But I just want to keep it simple and just bring in like 5 monster boxes of everything as a quarter, just to keep it simple. Zach asked, do we require vendors to describe what they plan to offer so you can bet and ensure variety? Yeah, so we have actually been, just asking, what type of items they'll have, just for like spacing and just to have an idea. Because we actually had a question yesterday from somebody in Central Illinois that, wanted to maybe come up, but he was looking for vintage. So he didn't want to make the trip up if none of the vendors had vintage. And we do have a couple guys that will have vintage. I don't know the extent, so that's the problem. So that was a tough question to answer. You mentioned no one else having quarter boxes. Also smart to have shows on Saturdays in the winter months. Competing with Packers is hard. Absolutely. And that's when I set up in February, that was kind of the talk amongst vendors was, it's tough to have Sunday shows. A couple of the guys that were next to me, I was just asking them about that particular show, because it was the first and only time I set up at that show was last February, and they said, having it on Sundays is really tough because of the NFL and especially the Packers and really here Bears. There's quite a few Bears fans in southern Wisconsin as well. So yeah, that is one thing. And then one of the dates we targeted in we thought about in May was actually graduation for UW, which that, obviously ties up a lot of the hotel space and all that. So in the summer months, there's a lot of stuff that goes on as well. So have to be cognizant of not just shows, but just events in general around the area. So what was that? Oh, so before I get into the main topics, I want to show off my Saturday mail day. So I received, and I was just thinking, actually, as I talked to wrestling yesterday, I was thinking I had like a massive amount of. I actually received, I think it was cards 13 and 14 from the WWE Living set. I actually received those. The window was still open for purchase for the cards 13 and 14, and I had them in the mail already, which is really bizarre. Um, so I, but then I was thinking yesterday, I haven't received any WWE Living cards in a while. So I got 2 bubble mailers from Topps. So this mail day was Mia Yim. So this is card 15. Card numbers are kind of hard to read on the back of these. And Keith Lee. So Mia Yim and Keith Lee. So put those over here. And then, so those were what, 15 and 16. So this must be 17 and 18. So then the only cards that I don't have would be the most recent 19 and 20. And I said I was going to collect through 20 and then make a decision. So I haven't made that decision yet because I want to see what cards 21 and 22 will be, which will release tomorrow. So I'll have a better idea of how I want to go about. I also planned on, if I sell some of my wrestling magazines, I'll just use that money to keep buying the living set cards. So then these, 17 and 18, you've got Edge and Sami Zayn. So I now have the first 18 cards and just waiting on 19 and 20. So we'll see what tomorrow brings in WWE Living set. So Ken says, one things I've seen at the mini shows use a particular weekend of every month, regardless of other factors, so people always know. I do like that, and I don't like that. It's nice to know it's like the first weekend of every month is the show, but some of the outside factors really kill the attendance. So kind of what our thought process on it is, we're going to plan ahead, because most large events that would draw people away are planned well in advance as well. So once we get this first show through, then we'll plan dates, and we plan on having the dates planned like through the year. So if we do go forward and do a monthly show, we can plan the dates so we can do May 22nd, June, whatever, July, whatever, August, whatever. Then we can give our vendors the calendar for the rest of the year. So they don't need to stick to, it's always going to be the first weekend. They can stick to, okay, here's the Madison show dates. It's this weekend, this weekend, this weekend, this weekend. Because once you get into it, I mean, say it's the third weekend, and that's going to compete with the national, and you don't want to compete with the national, especially when it's 2 hours away. So that's kind of the mindset regarding, because some events that you plan around, if you go about it in that way, truly will be, a detriment where, if we planned it the same weekend as, a large show in Milwaukee or Chicago, it would really take away attendance and vendors. I rarely hit shows in the fall because they're on Saturdays. No show is more important than college football. See, and that's what we'll have to plan. Being in Madison, home of UW, we're not gonna have a show the day of a home Badger football game. So if they're on the road, if they're at Rutgers, we'll still plan it on a Saturday, and I'm sure that'll take some people away. But not as much as competing with other large shows. Got those first 2 yesterday, and then the notification the last 2 shipped. Found some old WCW Nitro cards. Very cool. Badger schedule will help you plan. Yeah, absolutely. What's up, Bob? Good morning. So I showed off the living set. So this morning I'm making coffee, and I didn't have really a topic to talk about today. So as I make coffee on the weekends, when I make coffee and before I come on, I'll list a few cards on eBay. So I was listing some cards, and I was listing this First Bowman Spencer Howard blue parallel, sky blue parallel, and I was listing this, and the serial number is down in front. And I like serial numbers on front. So I posed that question on Twitter, do you like it on the front or on the back? And there were some great responses. Some people like it on the front, some people like it on the back, but then there were some great responses. I think somebody said they liked the numbers on front on chrome, but not on paper. And then somebody else commented that depending on placement, and where the image. So and now I can kind of see that, because on where this is, the serial number is kind of on both Spencer Howard's leg and on the grass. So you can really see the of 499, but the 126, and I have to actually tilt it a little bit in the light to see what the actual number is. So I can totally see that. Overall, I like the serial number being on the front. So Bo Burrows, this is a purple mega box refractor from 17. So this one, like most are actually on the back, and it's kind of weird. And I don't know the history of serial numbers in the last 5 years on Bowman, but it seems a fairly recent trend for some products to have the serial numbers on the front, but it's not all the way through. And so the Howard is from 18, the Burrows is from 17. So I'll have to look that up. So Ken says, as a recovering player collector, I like front numbering for display. That was another one. I like, that's what I like as well. So if I have it, if it's like in a slab or in a one touch and it's on display, like, this red chrome is numbered to 5. So it's, it's an actual low serial numbered card, where if it's on the back and you're displaying it, you're likely just displaying the front of the card. You have no idea that that's a numbered to 5. So that's probably my number one reason why I like it. Overall, if I'm going to display a card and it's a low serial number, it's a low serial number and it looks nice in a display. And then it goes into like the secondary reasons, like, okay, is it placed right on the card and it's not covered up? You can clearly see it's numbered 3 of 5 or whatever. So that was my take on serial numbers. Zach asks, do you like the serial on the front so you only have to take a picture of the front of the card? Yes. That also, I'm a big proponent of front only pictures on most cards. Okay. Now, if it is a serial number on the back, yes, then I have to take a second picture. If it's a higher dollar card or a card that I know, okay, people are going to be wanting to grade this, then I'll take a picture of the back of the card. Most cards, like if it's a $2, if I'm listing this Mickey Mantle from 2007 Topps, front only. There's no reason that this 99-cent card needs a front and back picture. Sometimes time is money, Zach. Sometimes people will ask, can I see a picture of the back? And usually I will, I'll like, yeah, sure. Here's a picture of the back. So Bob says front of the card all day long, but I agree. Sometimes the placement is just awful. Yeah. And then sometimes, like you've seen where they're like stamped like at an angle, or some of them look really bad. What's up, Matthew? Good morning. So that was my take on serial numbers. Bargain box flips. So it's been a while since I've posted some bargain box flips, and I've actually had quite a few over the last couple of weeks. So I'm actually going to go back through my eBay sales and take a look and dive deeper into what's actually sold, because I sold a Mike Trout New Era, sold for like $30, and it was pulled out of the 50-cent box. I bought at the Freeport card shop. I bought 2 of these Chrome rookies, Corey Seager, and 2 base flagship. And I put one of each. So I have 2 of each. I put one of each on eBay. The base sold for $22, and it was bought for 50 cents. The Chrome I have listed, I think, for $50. And that's right where comps are. It has not sold, but I just listed it this week. So that was another one. $20 on a 25-cent or a 50-cent purchase all day long. The image variation short print Yoan Moncada, I listed it last night and it sold within hours, $20. This was in the 25-cent box. I pulled two of them out, and I actually pulled like a stack of 2017 Topps Update image variation short prints from the 25-cent box, and most of them sell for like $2 to $3, and they're like the veterans like Roger Clemens, Mookie Betts. I did sell a Corey Seager for like $5. Who else was there? Ozzie Smith sold for a couple bucks. I still have the rookie, so I have another Moncada. Jordan Montgomery, I think, is pitching today for the Yankees, and I think I have two of his, and then there's a couple other rookies. So I'll be listing those. If Montgomery has a good day, I'll put it up on eBay tonight. Herman said, I had my eBay set to vacation until last night at midnight, woke up this morning, and I've got some packing to do. Oops. Yeah, that's always fun. Fortunately, my eBay sales have been slower the last couple days, and that was kind of by design. I haven't listed in bulk. I haven't used File Exchange in a couple weeks, just because I was getting so behind. We had that stretch of really nice days, and it's like, I really want to be outside, and I don't want to be down in the basement packaging shipments all night. I want to get outside and ride the bike or just play with the dog. So it's been rainy. It's rainy again today, so I can get more caught up on packaging up and get ahead. So that's kind of where I'm at. So it's been a kind of a nice reprieve. I'm focusing on getting away from the 99-cent cards, just because I've had a large amount of just single 99-cent sales where up until a few weeks ago, I was getting people, they would grab a 99-cent card, but then they'd buy more out of my store and take advantage of the 10% discount when you buy 3 or more cards. And for some reason, it's just like I'm seeing just a bunch of single 99-cent transactions, which is not what I want. So, Indie fan, have you cleared your Cubs packages? I have not done that either. So I've been sleeving a lot for the 25-cent boxes that I'll have out at the show next weekend. I've been packaging up, and I still have, I was able to open, what night was it? Wednesday night. I opened up half of my mail days. So I still have another, I think 6 or 7 packages that I still need to open up. So at some point, I don't even know if I'll get to that this week, just because I'll be, getting the show ready, packaging up the eBay store. So Matthew says, I've always tried to get your eBay discount. Yeah, 3 or more cards, 10% off. By 50 or more, it's 20% off. I've only had a few people take advantage of that, but it's nice, especially when it's from the same set, where if it's like the Pulsars from NBA Hoops premium stock, I have them in one box, and I can just boom, 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 boom. Super easy. I need to really start selling on eBay, just have so much stuff. That's where I was at. I had so much stuff, and I just kept buying. And what I would do when I bought collections, and we're talking pre-COVID, so a lot of this stuff wasn't selling. Like, there's no way I would have put a Mickey Mantle 2007 Topps for 99 cents in my eBay store, just because of time. COVID hits. I have way more time. The hobby goes crazy, and now everybody's buying everything. And so it's a perfect time to clear out the card room. And I was just buying collections. What I was doing is, okay, here's this collection has these complete sets. Oh, I can sell this for $100, this for $100, this for $100. And all of a sudden I've sold it $500. I've made my money back, and I keep the Cubs, and the rest of the stuff, I'll pull some of these for trades. This stuff I'll put in a box, and at someday I'll list this on eBay. And my wife's like, why do you keep buying if you're not selling a lot? Because pre-COVID, few packages here, few packages there. And then I just put my nose to the grindstone over the past probably 11 months, because I didn't really hit eBay hard until the end of April, because I think I started working from home at the end of March, and that's when like kind of the shutdowns and quarantines began. So I was like homebound all the time. And so I was, for like the first 2 or 3 weeks, I was hitting up Trading Card Database pretty hard. I was sorting my Cubs collection. I was listing Javi Baez in the database. And I think I got up into the top 5. I'll have to check. But I haven't listed any cards since last April. So it was probably around this time, mid to late April, when I really hit eBay hard. And I didn't even really hit it hard until like probably the late summer. And that's when I just, went blast off mode. So it's helped. I failed to mention yesterday. So I talked about it with Dan on Friday night on his show. I did go shopping Friday night because I thought eBay Bucks. So the eBay Bucks on everyday purchases ended, this past quarter. So 2 weeks ago. So I thought what's up, Dan? There he is. So I thought the language with the eBay Bucks program was, now your eBay Bucks can be used for like a year. Like you have the entire year to use them, 12 months or calendar year. I can't remember, but you had a year to use your eBay Bucks instead of 1 month, where in the past you get your eBay Bucks on April 2nd and they expire April 30th and you're out that money. And I earned like 11 or 12 bucks, something small. And so now it's like you have 28 days to use your eBay Bucks. And I'm like, I thought I had a year. So maybe I'll have to go back and look into this, but maybe it's moving forward. So from April 1st on, those eBay Bucks are good for a year. Whereas these eBay Bucks were earned previous to that change. So in the first quarter, so those expire April 30th. And then anything earned after April 1st, now you have a year. Maybe that's how it works. So every day I was getting these up until Friday. Every day I'm getting, you have 27 days to use your eBay Bucks. You have 26 days. You have 25 days. So it finally got down to Friday and it's like, I need to use these eBay Bucks. So I got into a shopping mood. It's like, I want to buy something Cubs. I ended up, what happens is I'll look for cards that I want to buy. And then it's like, I don't want to buy that. Or I don't want to spend that much money on a card. And then I'll find like memorabilia. And it's like, oh, hey, game used gloves, game used bat. And then it's like, no, I need to focus on cards. I need to focus on Cubs cards. That's my main collection, Cubs cards. And I almost pulled the trigger on a couple items, non-card Cub items, but I held strong. I've been in the market for a Chris Bryant first chrome auto, but I want it slabbed. And I could have had one like a year ago for 250, 300 bucks. And I just didn't want to spend that much money on a card. And now it's like, there was one that went to auction. It ended last night. And last I checked, with 29 minutes left last night, it was up to like $565. And it's like, screw that. So I'm probably out on that market. But Cole Roederer is my Cole Roederer and Javi Baez are kind of my Cubs PC within my PC within my PC. So I found a cool Cole Roederer first chrome auto PSA 10, and I thought what was a low ball offer. The guy accepted like an hour later, didn't even counter. So I used 12 eBay Bucks and picked it up for a great price. So that should be I think it was shipped. He shipped it right away too. So that should be in the mail early this week. Dan got his Top Shot pack. So hasn't opened it yet. Dan, do it live. I did mine live yesterday morning on this show. George said, hey, I got my Top Shot pack. So I checked and I had mine. And so I actually made my first sales on Top Shot moments. I sold one for like $6 and I sold one for, I think, $9. So I have like $15 in my account. I've got $22 invested into Top Shot, or $23, a $14 pack and a $9 pack. And then I think I have $15.20 in my balance. Yeah. So Dan, what I did was, it was kind of like, it wasn't, it was not very production friendly. So basically what I did was, I had my phone in front of me and I typed in NBA Top Shot. And then I just clicked on, so I'll go to my moments, and so then I just bought up, and then I just did this, and it opened up, and so you can't really see. I don't know, maybe my camera's out of focus. So I just did that and talked about it and said, oh, that's a Colin Sexton 3-pointer, 3,993 serial number out of 35,000. So that's what I did. So it doesn't look good, but it's kind of fun. So yeah, I sold 2 moments. So that was exciting. I sold that $6 moment. I sold it below all the others just because I wanted to see, are people actually seeing these? Are they actually going to buy them? And they did. So, and then I sold one overnight. So I was excited about that. I haven't sold my 2. I pulled a good one last night or yesterday morning. I pulled the low serial, like number 471 on I think it was a block. Thomas Bryant block. So that was cool. So I meant to ask George, I know you want a low serial, but what if it's a 25,000 serial, but it's a LeBron dunk? See, that I don't know. I'm pretty sure any LeBron moments or Zion moments, Giannis, I'm sure those guys, like the high superstar guys, I'm sure those are like, you want those. But if it's any other guy, like, you want the lower number, the better. But I'm sure like a LeBron, high serial number is, still good for decent. I haven't pulled like any superstar. I think Domantas Sabonis is the biggest, probably superstar. And that was a low number. Like I think I posted that for like $100 because it's a low number, and it's like an insert or something. It's not like a common. So I think he's probably the biggest name. Who else did I pull? Willie Cauley-Stein, Thomas Bryant, Colin Sexton, Josh Conley, I think was his name. That's the one I sold for like $6. So yeah, but low serial numbers will fetch good money. But if it's like a Mike Conley, if it's a Mike Conley low serial number, then it's, not good. I'm still like, I have no idea how it works. I just kind of what George tells me, what I read on Twitter, I just kind of follow the lead, and I'm only doing it to flip it. And it's kind of like gambling. Like it's like a scratch off. For me, it's a scratch off ticket. Like I don't care about the moments. I don't care. I'm not collecting any. It's just a scratch off ticket. And if I lose $9, hey, it was a fun gamble. And maybe I sell a moment out of that pack for $8 and I only lost $1, or I pull something. So that's kind of what it is. It's kind of a scratch. NBA Top Shot is like a scratch off ticket for me. It's just a scratch off lottery ticket. Because I don't really have, it's fun to play. Like it's like a game. It's like going to the arcade. Like you're going to the arcade and you're putting money, and if you win a small prize, hey, fun, but it's enjoyment. So that's kind of what it is for me. Like there's value in buying a hobby box to open. It's part gamble, but it's part entertainment. Like you can make a night out of it. It's like look at Zach and Porter. Like they're buying Junk Wax era hobby boxes and they're having an awesome time opening it up. And Zach can tell Porter about Carlton Fisk. Like, oh, Carlton Fisk was a stud back in the day. Like when I was your age, he was an awesome catcher. So there's entertainment. Like so there's value within that. So I find value in NBA Top Shot because it's it's like it's the excitement of getting in line, for a moment, and it's like there's 50,000 packs and I'm 45,000. So I'm going to get a pack. And so you get that pack. What am I going to get in the pack? And then you open it and it's fun. So, so Dan wants to know a fun, interesting IHSA playoff basketball story. That's exactly how I view the $12 Top Shot pack, just getting your money back at the minimum. Absolutely. So a fun IHSA playoff basketball story. So the I'll stick with the NBA theme here. So, and I think I've told this story before, but Jalen Brunson, and who plays, I think, for the Mavericks now, Jalen Brunson and Jahlil Okafor, who was, I think he was the number 1 overall pick for the 76ers. He went to Duke for a year. Brunson went to Villanova, won a championship game. I remember the taco pizza between games. So Jalen Brunson and Jahlil Okafor battled in a semifinal. So Okafor went to Whitney Young, and Brunson was at Stevenson, and they were the 2 best teams that year. And this is in class 4A. So they're playing in a semifinal on Friday evening, and it's a back and forth game. Brunson sets the all-time playoff record and scores like 56 points in the game. Okafor has like 44 points and like 15 rebounds, and it's just a battle. And I was working stats for the TV crew, so I did like running stats. So like anytime a graphic would pop up on the TV broadcast, that's what I was feeding those stats to the production truck and to my play-by-play guy. Like Brunson has made 10 out of the last 11 field goals for Stevenson, or, Whitney Young hasn't had a field goal in the last 7 minutes and 17 seconds. And that's difficult because I don't have our stat system doesn't have that information. So I have to do that in my head. So I have to look and see, okay, Whitney Young's last field goal was with 3 minutes and 33 seconds left in the third quarter. Now there's 2 minutes and 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter. So I have to write the numbers down, and I have pieces of, I don't have paper around here, but I have little pieces of paper everywhere on press row, and I'm at half court. So I have the best seat in the house. I'm right at half court on the floor watching the greatest high school basketball game I've ever watched. So I think it went to overtime, and the last minute of the game, Whitney Young pulls away, and they're going to win. Brunson gets called on a foul or something in the final minute. And so they're on the far end of the floor from where the Whitney Young fan section is. So Brunson's he's upset because his team's going to lose, and he just got called on a, maybe it was a ticky-tack foul. I can't remember. So he's frustrated, and he walks back, and the Whitney Young crowd, he's walking toward what would be the Whitney Young section, and they're chanting, and he throws his hands up in the air. What's up, Jeremy? Good morning. So he throws his hands in the air, and at first glance, I didn't really notice, but at first glance, I'm like, whoa, I wonder what he's doing. So all of a sudden, later that night, pictures come out, and it looks like he's flipping off the Whitney Young crowd. Now, if anybody's, familiar with photography, a flash, it could be totally not he was not doing it. It's just at that moment, that's what it looked like. And it looked like he was double flipping the Whitney Young fan section. And I think it was on the front page of one of the Chicago papers. So now all of a sudden so one of my buddies works with the IHSA. We were going to meet up because we stay at the hotel next to the arena in Peoria. We're going to meet up at Hoops, which is a sports bar across the street from the hotel and just a block away from the arena. It's where it's the hot spot after the games, between games. So we were going to go there, have a couple beers, just unwind after the first day of the tournament. So he's texting me. He's like, hey, I'm going to be late. I don't even know if I'll be able to make it over there. We've got some issues. And I'm like, yeah, I know what the issues are. And so it was a big to do. So they met. So the IHSA met with Stevenson officials the next day. And so between games, between games, I will go to Popeyes. So between sessions, like on usually, and it's on the Saturday. So Friday, I usually stick around the arena and just eat a hot dog. But on Saturday, it's like my treat, because for most of the time I lived in Macomb, where there's no Popeyes. Now I'm in Madison, so I can get my Popeyes fix, anytime I want. But back then it was like my treat, Popeyes chicken. So I would go to Popeyes. So I left, I went to Popeyes, I came back, and I go through the back entrance of the arena, and there's a boardroom. And there's a couple reporters standing outside the boardroom. One of the guys, Kevin, who was friends with, and he was also the beat reporter for the Peoria Chiefs minor league baseball team. So I knew Kevin well, and he covered Western. He was beat writer for Western Illinois when I was there. So I go up. Kevin and I are talking. He's like, "Yeah, they're talking about suspending Brunson." So they had planned on. I can't remember if it was like they were going to suspend him for the entire game, and it was the third place game. Or if it was just the first half. It ended up being, I think he was suspended for the first half of the third place game. So it's like, okay, he's going to be suspended for the first half of the game. So we go get ready, and whoever Stevenson was playing in the third place game, they're on the floor warming up, and Stevenson is nowhere to be found. And apparently they're boycotting unless Brunson can play. And it came down, there's like 5 minutes left on the warm-up clock, and Stevenson still hasn't come out of the locker room. And eventually they do. And I can't remember if they allowed him to play or if he did sit out the first half, but it was definitely one of the most memorable high school games that I was involved with. But I know I've told that story like in some part before. I think probably when I got those NBA hoops, and both Okafor and Brunson are in that set. So it was fun just to see where they've come from, after that game, which was just amazing. But I've got a lot of fun basketball stories. I broadcasted a lot of high school basketball in Illinois. Thought I remember you saying you get Casey's Pizza on those weekends when you did games. It was Popeye between sessions on Saturdays. It was Popeye's chicken. Casey's Pizza usually was just kind of, if I'm on the road, I ate a lot of Casey's Pizza on the road, like driving to games. When I was doing high school basketball, like full time in radio, I would my meals were gas station. And usually my dinners were in my car at 11 o'clock at night on an interstate somewhere in rural Illinois. And Casey's Pizza was pretty common. Gas station sandwiches were pretty common. And the thing was, a lot of the places I went were like small areas, small towns. So I didn't have it was like McDonald's and gas station. That was about and Subway. Those were a majority of my choices for late night meals after basketball games. So that's what I had for today. Thanks for tuning in. I think I'll probably tune into some WrestleMania later. It is today. I don't know what happened last night. I didn't watch. Dan and George were more entertaining than WrestleMania would have been. So I had those guys on the big screen last night. So that was good stuff as always. So that's what I had. I appreciate the chat. Good stuff. Jeremy says, I sent you a package a few weeks ago. Hopefully it's in that stockpile you have left. It says delivered, one from Davenport. Yes, I do have a package from Davenport. I have not opened that one yet. So thank you, Jeremy. I don't know if I'll get to the rest of my Cubs packages this week. Probably next week, because I'm going to be gearing up for the show this week. Zach says my first salary at radio is $18K a year plus appearances. Yeah, that's right around where I was at when I first started. And I would get 25 bucks per appearance for like remote broadcasts, $25 for a game. And think about it. And I would get paid. I would get reimbursed for my gas. Like I wouldn't get paid per mile or anything like that. So, I mean, I would go broadcast a game, and yeah, I'm getting paid $25 to broadcast a game, and that probably 6 hours of my night for $25. So that was part of the reason that, okay, time to make a change. But it was an awesome job for a single guy in his 20s. I loved it. No regrets whatsoever. Had a blast. Met so many great people. Watched a lot of great games. But I had to eat a lot of gas station sandwiches and canned tuna and peanut butter and jelly because that's about all I could afford. Jimmy John's. We had a Jimmy John's in Macomb, but Jimmy John's was kind of Jimmy John's is more in like bigger cities and college towns. There weren't too many Jimmy John's in the country. Free internships and tuition to the School of Hard Knocks. Learned a lot. That's right. And actually because I went back to school, so that paid off because I went back to school, and it was basically a scholarship. I didn't have to pay for my tuition when I went back to get my 4-year degree later on, because I had established myself and I was basically hired. Like, hey, we'll pay for your tuition. Sold. So that was a great salary in itself, and made up for it. So thanks guys for tuning in and chatting. Have a great one. Herman, I'm looking forward to your show. Check out his show on Monday nights with Ken, 3B Collections channel on YouTube. Tomorrow night, Monday night, 7 p.m. Central. So good stuff. So thanks for tuning in. Have a great Sunday, and we'll chat tomorrow morning.